Hi, it's Jeanette here from my home studio, Far Forest Rikes, and I've just had the delivery of the biggest glaze haul I've ever had in 3 years, and I'm so excited to open it. So I'm going to open it in fast forward. I'm going to share with you what glazes I've had, and then at the end of the video I'll show you the indicator test tiles that I put on the front of my jar so you can see the finished colour of which one I've got, and then show you my glaze wall, how I present them all or make them easier for me to use on a daily basis. So I can't wait to get in. Just realised you couldn't see everything that I had. So, there's a lot here. Wow, 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 wow. So, let me take you through what I've got. These here are what I bought last week. And I've just started to do some indicator tiles with these. So, I've done Iron Lustre, Toasted Sage, both from Amico, and then from Mako, Peppered Plum, Opal Lustre, and in Spectrum I've managed to get hold of Fuzzy Peach, Sunrise, and Mako's Rose Quartz. So that's what I had last week, and then I've been testing a commission dinner set that I'm using Peppered Plum. So I have just ordered more Mako Peppered Plum. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, so I've got 5 in total. I then stocked up on some that I'd run out, so I've got Norse Blue, Birch, Celadon Bloom, a favourite, Mako Shino, what else have I got? Zinc Free Clear, which I need for paint your own pottery in a couple of weeks, Sand and Sea, and oh, a new one to me, Mako Amaryllis. I've seen so many people using that, so that's my Mako. And then I've done in Amico, Nat from Mud Magic, thank you very much for the inspiration. I've gone for a Celadon Tangelo, loving the tone of Tangelo. Another one from Mako, again Nat Mud Magic. I've got for the bigger jar of Poppy Fields. Didn't know you could get it bigger. I've got the little tiny one, so I'm thrilled I've got the bigger one. Now I'm doing a paint your own pottery at my granddaughter's local school in a few days, and I've decided to use stroke and coats for them. I've got quite a few, but I needed to add to my selection of colours, so I have got quite a few. So I have got Jaded, Leaping Lizard, Speckled Blue Yonder, Lavendia, Fruit of the Vine, Rosy Posy, Cutie Pie Coral, Candy Apple Red, Just Peachy, and Cantaloupe. I've got the Cantaloupe in a speckled, so I've got it in a non-speckled as well. And then I wanted some, but I didn't need the big pint ones, so I've just found I can get them actually in the 8 fluid ounces, pretty much half a pint. So I've got Tuxedo, Vanilla Dip, and Rawhide. To be honest, I could have gone for a lot of these in the smaller ones, but why is the dog crying? What is it, Kaiser? Come on, Kai. Come on, Kaiser. Come on, Kai. So I don't think you can see, but this is one of our Rhodesian Ridgebacks, Kaiser. He's a pussycat. He's a good guard dog, but he's a pussycat in the sense he gets scared of everything. He's scared of the shadows at the moment coming in. So I am going to now do what I call my indicator test tiles. So I've done a few. So for example, from the peppered plum I bought before, this is the indicator test tile, and then when they're glazed, these actually go on the front of each of my tiles on my glaze wall. So I'll just do a quick video of these when they're glazed and add that to the end of this, and also how I attach them to my bottles, which to me it's just very simple and straightforward, but a lot of people are saying, how do you do it? Well, how do you stop them falling down, etc. So I'll just do a quick snippet of that. I'm excited to get playing with these. Hope you like it. Bye bye. So I've already made my indicator test tiles. I'm just obviously doing the usual smooth wiping down the front, making sure there's no dust there. Now I've previously written on the back of these with an underglaze pencil, but I find, I don't know, it's quite grainy. So I've purchased a new underglaze pen, but it's a marker. So it's got like, basically just like a felt pen. And I'm going to have a go using that to see how it works. The other thing that I've found is Spectrum. Majority of them need only 2 coats, some need 3. So on some of my Spectrum that I bought just a few months ago, I had done indicator test tiles with my usual 3 coats. So I do 3 coats of everything. This is Autumn Purple, and it's got a little dimpled effect, and after advice from other potters, they've said you need to do 2 coats and it gets a different colour. So what I'm going to do is do one with 2 coats, and then I'll actually add it to the front of my pot with 2 coats. In future, what I might do is do 2 coats on one side, 3 coats on the other. So, but these that I've already done, I'll just do a 2 coat one at the side of it. But I used to just do 3 coats with everything, because I used to be a Mako girl. And I'm getting into Amaco, and I'm finding some of Amaco, you can also get away with 2 coats. How many do I need? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I've got plenty. Okay, I don't need that many. So let's have a go with this. So yes, so I was saying there's a lot of Mako glazes I don't like unless it is the 3 coats. But my stroke and cone, I will always do consistent 3 coats. So let's see how this works. I don't think I've put enough ink into it. I think I've got to depress it. Okay, speckled. So without pressing on the nib, I'm going to actually press on that part. I can see it coming down a bit more now. So on new jars, I have this press and seal that is actually a US product. We don't get this in the UK that you can buy easily. So I ordered this off Amazon. I think it came from a US store, and it's been lasting me so far 3 years. So it's very, I don't know how many litres is in there. 76.5 square metres. But it's a sticky on the one side, slightly tacky on the one side. And it's a little bit like what we call cling film or cling wrap in the UK, but it's more durable, it's thicker, And what I'll do is I'll put it sticky side up over the top of a jar, and it will stay there, and it will stop the lid from sticking to the top. And yeah, then I get a little bit OCD and I take the corners off, so it looks a little bit less crazy. Anything for a streamlined ease that, you know, reduces problems in the future. And I used to get loads of stuck lids, even though I used to wipe them down. Look, I can see some chips here, so I am going to save those for later. So these chips, I'm just going to brush to the side, because I will put those in my glazed chip jar afterwards. So when I take a lid off, that is inside it. I rest that then on top of my lid. A lot of the time it stays already inside. But what I'm looking for is that the plastic is over the edge of the lid, so that when I put it back on, it just stays with the lid then. And I never have a stuck lid again. So I promised I'd share how I attach my indicator hearts to my glaze bottles. So these are the ones that I've just made and new glazes I've had that I need to put indicator hearts on. The way that I do it, which I find they don't fall off and I can wash them with water, is I use floristry ribbon. Now in the UK, floristry ribbon is washable. I don't even know what it's made of, but you can buy it. Poly ribbon is another thing it's referred to. So it's from a floral wholesalers, but I can buy it on Amazon, and it is 100 yards, 91 metres for about £10, something like that. But what I like about it, I use it for wrapping presents up. But the way that I use it for wrapping presents is you can strip it at any width that you want, and when you're wrapping presents up with the edge of a knife or pair of scissors, you can make some really nice twirlies. But that's obviously no good for doing bottles. So what I will do, from the piece that I cut, I'll always start at the middle, rip it with my fingers, and then just separate it. So just wide enough to go through the holes. But the reason why I like using this tape is sellotape sticks to it super easy and keeps it firm. And also when you're washing your bottles, it's a bit like a form of plastic or nylon that it just washes with a sponge and it stays in place. So it's just super cheap, super easy. So for example, on my iron luster with my test tiles, I will normally always do 3 coats. Where I've got 2 coats, I might have half of it 2 coats. I will actually write on the bottle, but I know they're all 3 coats unless I otherwise indicate. I will take my ribbon and poke it through the 2 holes that I create. The other thing that I get asked, like this one, let me show you, is a flat one, but ideally I set them over a bottle. Literally I'll set them over the various glaze bottle that I'm going to do when I make them, so they've got the natural curve on it, which makes it a lot easier on, for example, the stroke and coat bottles. So this one was one of my old ones, and it was done for a Mako bottle, which doesn't really need too much, so I'll tend to put it over the colour part rather than the writing. And then I'll just take both sides first before I tie anything. And this is just the way I found it to be quicker and easier, and I can do it single-handedly. Then double knot it, and because the sellotape's holding it in place, it's nice and easy to get that without having a second pair of hands. Snip it off and we're done. And that just stays on for life. It stays in position because it's tight with the sellotape. It doesn't drip down or drop down, and I like that on my shelf because I can see easily colours. I can band them in brands, Amico, Mako, Spectrum, etc., or I'll put all my browns together, my blues together, when I'm looking for tones of where I want to go. On the stroke and coat, as I explained, when I made these, I actually put them on top of these bottles, the ones they're going to go on, and bent them round, let them dry. And obviously they're going to, with memory, pull back a bit, but it makes it a lot closer to the shape of the bottle. If the ribbon's too wide, doesn't matter, I can just fold it in half to put it in. It's so versatile, this tape. And this floristry ribbon I've had maybe about 6 years, this specific roll. It just goes and goes and goes and forever and ever. So this is 3 coats, 2 coats. So on this one, 3 coats is on the right side. I will put this above the word stroke and coat, so I can still see the name and product number under the bottom. Again, the same principle. Sellotape close to where the indicator tile is, then it doesn't drop down. Double knot and cut off. And then with a Sharpie, which I haven't got at the side of me, I would now put here ×3 ×2, and I know down the middle is where I've made the change. On this one you can't really tell much difference, so I can get away with 2 coats, but on others it's more apparent that it's 3 coats, 2 coats. So it just helps with your decision making. On some of the Spectrum, I already put my test tile on with my 3 coats, but I found out since that Spectrum likes 2 coats. So I've done one with 2 coats, so I'm going to stick this one to the side and again put in an indicator to say 3 or 2 on it. I'm going to work my way through all of these doing the same thing. The other thing I tend to do is I will, if I've got a stock of a bottle, so this is like I've got this and I've got another one in stock, I will do a +1 on the lid, and I keep my stock bottles elsewhere off the main shelves, so I always know if I've got a +1 I've got one as a backup of a popular one. And that's just how I tend to store my glazes and the colours, and I like them on a shelf so I can grab them all rather than looking at them from the top. Everybody's different the way they use them, but I started this a few years ago, and now my test wall, my glaze wall, is quite attractive as well. I'll show you a picture of that when it's all finished. So I've just finished putting all the strings onto my jars, and I thought I'd just show you the Spectrum that I did 3 coats and 2 coats. So this is Sangria. This is Sangria 3 coats, and that's 2 coats. 3 coats, 2 coats. This is Textured Autumn, 3 coats, 2 coats. Definitely preferring the 2 coats. This is Kimchi, 3 coats, 2 coats. Torn between that one. Soft Aqua, 3 coats, 2 coats. This is the only one I think I prefer, the 3 coats. And Autumn Purple, 3 coats, 2 coats. And this is my glaze wall, which I've got a little bit too many stroke and coat. You can see my stocks on the floor of surplus stocks, and as I mentioned, anything I have got more than 1 pot of, I put a plus symbol on the top. I definitely need to have a rejig because I've got too many Amico, so I either need to use them up or, well, yeah, or get over my glaze addiction. I think everybody's got a glaze addiction. I love my test tile wall and I love my glaze wall. Yeah, okay. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found it useful. See you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.